Okay, so it was really dark, so I turned around to face the light. So yeah, I was saying I was really wanting to make a video about Chinese medicine. Yes, you want to talk also? And I was thinking maybe I'll do one about herbs because I wanted to kind of because I will be teaching in the future, but in Chinese. But maybe I thought it could be good practice to actually teach to actually talk about what I will be teaching next time. Because I'm signed to this school in Singapore, and we will be teaching Chinese medicine in that school. Yeah, so I wanted to do a bit of practice, so that was why I want to do videos on YouTube. But I also am quite maybe opinionated person, sometimes in the frustrated way, or okay, maybe I just like to share my opinion sometimes. And recently I've been seeing because sometimes when you're in this field, you kind of meet people who are also spiritual, and also because I'm vegan, and a lot of people who are vegan are also kind of like into alternative therapies and things that are more in tune with your spirit. So because I personally am quite a scientific person, so I like to link it to science as well, even if it's spiritual. Yeah, it takes away a lot of the artistry in what we're studying, but I feel like sometimes it would make more sense to the commoner, to the layman. So that's why I like to talk about I like to figure out the scientific aspects to what I do, like even if it's Chinese medicine or things that are spiritual, things that are religious. Yeah, so there's the very common concept of what they call qi. Most people who aren't Chinese or not born and raised in China, they don't call it qi, which is the Chinese pronunciation. Usually people just call it qi. Some people translate it as energy, which I think is kind of correct, but because in ancient Chinese traditional medicine, we like to group a lump of concepts together, and also because under the word qi, I'm just going to use the word qi, it branches out into a lot of other kinds of qi. So sometimes it makes people confused, like they always want to find out what qi is, what is the concept of qi, but actually it's a whole umbrella of different concepts. So basically it's not so mysterious as people think it is. Like some people, because in the Western world a lot of the emphasis is on acupuncture, because it's easier to bring needles around instead of shipping all the herbs over there. So that one is a little bit more confusing because yeah, it's proven in trials and experiments that acupuncture works, but it just doesn't make sense. Like they don't know what is the qi that moves within the meridians. In a way, I feel like that it's also because of the gap between the knowledge, because a lot of us who study Chinese medicine, we kind of start off with the herbs and the Chinese concepts. A lot of it is based on herbs, for me at least. So when you just go into acupuncture, sometimes I feel like it's difficult to understand. Yeah, so let's just get to it. Qi, in a way, you can call it energy. Sometimes it's talking about function, things that you don't call blood qi, you call the pushing of the blood, like the pumping of the heart, a kind of qi, because it's energy that the heart is producing. So in a way you can say qi, one concept of it is energy, And that energy, you can actually branch it out as well. There's kinetic energy, there's chemical energy. Like sometimes you say there's food energy. In Chinese, there's a term for it, like 骨气. 骨气 is like the food, the energy that comes from food. So you're not just saying food is food. You acknowledge that food gives you energy. It gives you energy for your brain to work. It gives you energy to feel happy even, or to actually have energy to feel sad. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And there is also energy that holds things together, like some people have, or like some children, when they're very young, their bowels kind of droop out from their bum. Usually it's not a very serious ailment, but yeah, sometimes kids, they don't have enough of their tendons, not tendons, but like, what do you call that? I don't really know it in Western terms for this, but yeah, it's not fully developed yet in that area. So sometimes when they use too much strength to push, and it just drops out. Not that it drops out, it just comes out a little bit, and then after a while it'll go back in. I'm talking about the colon. Yeah, so that energy, like maybe elasticity, would you say elasticity? Not elasticity. What do you call that? I don't know. It is elasticity, right? Like sometimes when things are supposed to go back into shape, after being expanded, they're supposed to go back into shape, but they don't because there's not enough elasticity. Sometimes that is also called qi. Or yeah, sometimes you say people don't have enough qi, they don't have enough energy when they're always tired every day, because maybe one reason could be an underlying illness, like people who are anemic, they're always feeling tired because they don't have enough chemical energy, like or literally you don't have enough air, oxygen, because the blood carries oxygen, which is also qi. In Chinese, you call the air qi as well. That's why we can lump so many concepts under just one word. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, so anyway, just know that for qi, it's not that mysterious. It's just that it's because you can't just call one thing a qi, because qi is about many, many different things. Some things not even discovered yet, maybe, or actually it's been discovered, just that not translated into Western medical terms. Yeah, so don't think it's so mysterious. Maybe I'm taking out the artistry out of the concept, but I think it's still fairer to let people know that it's really not so unscientific. It's really just that in Chinese medicine, you don't have to go so specific into things. Even in Western medicine, how specific can things... I mean, people always say Western medicine is very precise and specific, but actually I don't think so. Every time when we use antibiotics, you just need to know what group of bacteria it's from, or whether it's a virus, then you can't use antibiotics. But as long as you know what group of bacteria it's from, it doesn't have to be that specific bacteria, or sometimes you don't even need to test for that bacteria, because you already know this certain illness is usually caused by this bacteria. It might not be, but usually it is. So you just use antibiotics on that. So they're not exactly always precise in that sense. So there's a lot of similarities between Western medicine and Chinese medicine, I feel. Yeah. I think that's all I'm gonna say for now. until next time, maybe if I find something else to talk about, maybe about yin and yang. Yeah, so, but I think a lot of people have spoken about yin and yang because I think it's quite an easy concept to grasp. Okay, I shouldn't have said that because it's not exactly an easy concept to grasp. I mean, it's easy to grasp the rough concept, but it's easy to like, there are a lot of different arguments about yin and yang. So maybe actually because of that, I don't really want to talk about it. Yeah. Or maybe I should, because to just revise my basic concepts, because there is a strict form, like there is a strict, what do you call that? There is a basic structure for yin and yang, and then you branch out from that and then start to ask questions. Like when you learn how to write, you are always following the lines, and then once you know how to write, you can just form, like you do away with the lines and you just come up with your own style of writing, right? Yeah, similar to that. So okay, so I'm just gonna stop here. It's gonna get a bit dark. It's only almost 5, or is it 5 yet? It's only 4 plus, and it's getting really dark because it's winter time. Yeah, so I'm gonna go study and maybe try and feed Kelly because she doesn't really eat a lot, so I have to kind of force her and chase her around with the food. Yeah, okay, bye.